gone a very long time. We must go and save her.
Yes, preposterous.
I agree with Reapy Cheap. If she hasn't returned in another quarter hour, I think we should go upstairs and find her.
Hang a quarter of an hour. I'm ready now.
I agree.
All right, everything's all right.
Lucy.
The magician is a friend, and I've seen him.
Him?
Aslan.
Aslan.
Yes, but right now I have to go outside and talk to the Duffers.
Duffers?
What, on her own, she went up there all by herself.
Hello.
Hey! 3 cheers for the little girl, eh, Pet? Yeah, and we're extremely regrettable that we can't give you the pleasure of seeing us as we were before we were uglified, for you wouldn't believe the difference. And that's the truth, for there's no denying we're mortal ugly now.
But I don't think you're ugly at all. I think you look very nice.
Did you hear what she... Well, yeah, well, here, yes, true, we are. We are. She's saying as how we look very nice before we were uglified. Yeah.
I did not. I said you're very nice now.
So she did. We were very nice then. He was nice, that one there. He was...
But we're saying just the opposite.
So you are. You are. Yes, to be sure you are. There's nothing like it. Definitely the opposite.
Oh, you monopods are enough to drive anyone mad. Oh, I give up.
Yeah. Good. Give up. I'll give up as well then. We'll give up. You give up.
Caspian and the other Narnians went back as soon as possible to the shore to give the news of Lucy's success to the crew of the Dawn Treader, who were by now very anxious. And of course the monopods went with them, bouncing like footballs and agreeing with one another in loud voices. The Duffers were also very pleased with their new name of monopods, which seemed to them a magnificent name, though they never got it right. They soon got it mixed up with their old name of Duffers, and finally settled down to calling themselves Dufflepuds, and that's what they'll probably be called for centuries. That evening all the Narnians dined upstairs with the magician. By magic, everyone had what everyone liked best to eat and drink. And after dinner, the magician did a very useful and beautiful piece of magic. He laid 2 blank sheets of parchment on the table.
Tell me, where have you been?
And asked Drinian to give him an exact account of their voyage up to date.
We set sail, my lord, from...
As Drinian spoke, everything he described came out on the parchment in fine, clear lines, till at last each sheet was a splendid map of the Eastern Ocean, showing Galma, Terabithia, the 7 Isles, the Lone Islands, Dragon Islands, Burnt Island, Deathwater, and the land of the Duffers itself, all exactly the right sizes and in the right positions. They were the first maps ever made of those seas, and better than any that have been made since, without magic.
This is astonishing.
Masterfully done, kind magician.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I say, if you can present such a splendid map of where we've been, can you now tell us where we're going?
I'm afraid I can't. I know nothing about seas or lands further east.
Oh, that's too bad.
I can tell you that about 7 years ago, a Narnian ship had put into these waters, and that she had on board the Lords Revilian, Argos, Mavramorn, and Roop.
Meaning that the golden man we saw lying in Deathwater must have been the Lord Restimar.
Well, with your permission, sire, we should return to the Dawn Treader and prepare to set sail tomorrow morning. We have a lot of work to do to be sure she is seaworthy.
There's no need to rush, for even while you've been dining with me, I've cast a spell to mend the damage done to the stern of your ship by the sea serpent. And you will find a stock of, shall I say, useful gifts for your voyage.
Thank you, Karyakin. You have been a gracious host to us.
By the Lion, I hope you travel well and reach where your heart desires.
After the adventure with the magician and the Dufflepuds, the Narnians sailed on south and a little east for 12 days, with a gentle wind, the skies being mostly clear and the air warm. Then on the 13th day, Edmund was in the fighting top, or the crow's nest, as some call it, and sighted what looked like a great dark mountain rising out of the sea on their port bow.
Land ho!
They altered course and made for this land, mostly by oar, for the wind would not serve them to sail northeast. When evening fell, they were still a long way from it, and rowed all night. About 9 the next morning, very suddenly, it was so close that they could see that it was not land at all, nor even in an ordinary sense a mist. It was a darkness. It's rather hard to describe, but you can imagine what it was like if you think of yourself looking into the mouth of a railway tunnel, a tunnel either so long or so twisty that you can't see the light at the far end. It was just so here. For a few feet in front of their bows, they could see the swell of the bright greenish-blue water. Beyond that, they could see the water looking pale and grey, as it would look late in the evening. And beyond that again, utter blackness, as if they'd come to the edge of a moonless and starless night.
Trinian! Keep her back!
Aye, Your Highness!
It's so black.
Dare we go into this?
Not by my advice.
I believe the captain's right.
I almost think he is. And why shouldn't we go on? Will someone explain to me why?
Reapy Chief.
With respect, sire. If I were addressing peasants or slaves, I might suppose that this suggestion proceeded from cowardice. But I hope it will never be told in Narnia that a company of noble and royal persons in the flower of their age turned tail because they were afraid of the dark.
But what manner of use would it be ploughing through that blackness?
Use? Use, Captain? If by use you mean filling our bellies or our purses, I confess it would be of no use at all. So far as I know, we did not set sail to look for things useful, but to seek honor and adventures. And here is as great an adventure as ever I heard of. And here, if we turn back, no little impeachment of all our honors.
Oh, bother you, Reapy Cheap. I almost wish we'd left you at home. All right. If you put it that way, I suppose we shall have to go on. Unless Lucy would rather not.
I'm game.
Your Majesty will at least order lights.
By all means. See to it, Captain.
Sire.
Lucy, I would like you and the most capable archers on the ship to take station in the fighting top.
Yes.
Arrows to the ready.
Of course.
Reinolf, you stay in the bows to take soundings.
Yes, sire.
Battle stations, everyone.
Yes.
And now, in Aslan's name, forward!
A slow and steady stroke with those oars, and let every man be silent and keep his ears open for orders.
With a creak and a groan, the Dawn Treader started to creep forward as the men began to row. Lucy, up in the fighting top, had a wonderful view of the exact moment at which they entered the darkness. The bows had already disappeared. Before the sunlight had left the stern, she saw it go. At 1 minute, the gilded stern, the blue sea, and the sky were all in broad daylight. Next minute, the sea and sky had vanished. The stern lantern, which had been hardly noticeable before, was the only thing to show where the ship ended. How long this voyage into the darkness lasted, nobody knew. Except for the creak of the rowlocks and the splash of the oars, there was nothing to show that they were moving at all. Edmund, peering from the bows, could see nothing except the reflection of the lantern on the water before him. It looked a greasy sort of reflection, and the ripple appeared to be heavy, small and lifeless. As time went on, everyone except the rowers began to shiver with cold.
Oh!
earth was that?
Who calls? If you are a foe, we do not fear you. And if you are a friend, your enemies shall be taught the fear of us.
Mercy! Mercy! Even if you are only one more dream, have mercy. Take me on board. Take me, even if you strike me dead. But in the name of all mercies, do not fade away and leave me in this horrible land.
Where are you? Come aboard and be welcome. Stand by to heave him up, men.
The sailors leaned over the side and held out ropes and a torch. A wild white face appeared in the blackness of the water. And then after some scrambling and pulling, a dozen friendly hands had heaved the stranger on board. They thought they had never seen a wilder-looking man. Though he did not otherwise look very old, his hair was an untidy mop of white, his face was thin and drawn, and for clothing only a few wet rags hung about him. But what one mainly noticed were his eyes. They were so widely open that he seemed to have no eyelids at all, and stared as if in an agony of pure fear.
Fly! Fly! About with your ship and fly! Row, row, row for your lives away from this accursed shore!
Compose yourself.
What? Who speaks?
It is I. And guard your tongue from any comments about my size.
I don't care if you're as big as a postage stamp. Fly, I tell you, fly!
We are not used to flying, sir. What is the danger?
This is the island where dreams come true. Now fly from here!
What could be wrong with an island where dreams come true?
My very thought when I came to be here. And I'd better have been drowned or never born. Do you hear what I say? This is where dreams, do you understand? Come to life, come real. Not daydreams or wishes, but dreams. Nightmares.
Quick, men! Back to the oars! Trinian, turn the tiller around, quickly!
Your Majesty, are you going to tolerate this mutiny? This poltroonery? This is a panic. This is a rout.
You can say what you like, Reapy Cheap. Row! Row! Pull for all our lives! Is her head right, Trinian?
Majesty!
No, Reapy Cheap. There are some things no man can face.
It is then my good fortune not to be a man.
Oh, Edmund. Do you hear a noise like a huge pair of scissors opening and shutting? Somewhere over there.
Quiet, please. I can hear them crawling up the sides of the ship. What?
No, shh. It's going to settle on the mast.
Caspian, you're scaring me apart.
Lucy, from up aloft, had heard it all. In an instant, one of her own dreams, which she tried hardest to forget, came back to her as vividly as if she'd only just woken. So that was what was behind them, on the island, in the darkness. For a second she wanted to go down to the deck and be with Edmund and Caspian, but what was the use? If dreams began coming true, Edmund and Caspian themselves might turn into something horrible just as she reached them. She grabbed the rail to steady herself.
Trinian! How long did we take rowing in? I mean rowing to where we picked up the stranger.
5 minutes, perhaps. Why?
Because we've been more than that already trying to get out.
We shall never get out! Never! He's steering us wrong!
Throw it! Put your energy in your rowing, not your panic.
That's it, of course. We shall never get out. What a fool I was to have thought they would let me go as easily as that. No. We shall never get out.
Quiet, you! We don't need your fear.
Lucy leant her head on the edge of the fighting top and whispered.
Aslan, if you ever loved us at all, please send us help now. Please. Oh.
Look! A light! I can see a light!
There was a tiny speck of light ahead. And while they watched, a broad beam of light fell from it upon the ship. It didn't alter the surrounding darkness, but the whole ship was lit up as if by a searchlight. Caspian blinked, stared round, saw the faces of his companions, all with wild, fixed expressions. Everyone was staring in the same direction. Lucy looked along the beam and presently saw something in it. At first, it looked like a cross, then it looked like an aeroplane, then it looked like a kite. And at last, with a whirring of wings, it was right overhead. It was an albatross. It circled 3 times around the mast, and then perched for an instant on the crest of the gilded dragon on the prow. It called out, in a strong, sweet voice, what seemed to be words, though no one understood them. After that, it spread its wings, rose, and began to fly slowly ahead, bearing a little to starboard.
Trinian! Steer after that bird!
Already done, Your Majesty!
But no one except Lucy knew that as it circled the mast, it had whispered to her,
Oh, thank you.
In a few moments, the darkness turned into a greyness ahead. And then, almost before they had dared to begin hoping, they had shot out into the sunlight and were in the warm, blue world again. And all at once, everybody realized that there was nothing to be afraid of, and never had been.
And now for you, stranger.
I'm free. Free. Thank you. Thank you. You have saved me from... But I won't talk of that.
Or perhaps you should just tell us who you are, though I might be able to guess.
I am a Telmarine of Narnia. And when I was worth anything, men called me the Lord Roop.
And I am Caspian, King of Narnia. I sail to find you and your companions who are my father's friends.
Sire! Sire, you're the man in all the world I most wish to see! Grant me a request.
What is it?
Never to bring me back there. Never take me back to... It's gone.
Oh, it has gone.
They all looked to where he pointed astern, expecting to see the dark island, but they saw only bright blue sea and bright blue sky. The dark island and the darkness had vanished forever.
Sire, this wind is fair for the southeast. Shall I have our poor fellows up and set sail? And after that, every man who can be spared may go to his hammock.
Yes, Junior, and let there be drink all round.
Sire!
Oh, hey-ho. I feel I could sleep the clock round myself.
This is a great mystery to me. You've destroyed it. You've destroyed that accursed island.
Lord Roop, I don't think it was us.
The wind had never failed, but it grew gentler every day, till at length the waves were little more than ripples, and the ship glided on, hour after hour, almost as if they were sailing on a lake. And every night they saw that there rose in the east new constellations which no one had ever seen in Narnia, and perhaps, as Lucy thought, with a mixture of joy and fear, no living eye had seen at all. On an evening of startling beauty, when the sunset behind them was so crimson and purple and widely spread that the very sky itself seemed to have grown larger, they came in sight of land on their starboard bow. It came slowly nearer and nearer, and presently they were sailing along its coast. The island had no mountains, but many gentle hills with slopes like pillows. An attractive smell came from it, what Lucy called a dim, purple kind of smell. They sailed on a good way, past point after point, hoping to find a nice deep harbour, but had to content themselves with a wide and shallow bay. Though it had seemed calm out at sea, there was surf breaking on the sand. They couldn't bring the Dawn Treader as far in as they would have liked, but dropped anchor a good way from the beach and had a wet and tumbling landing in the boat. Most of the crew came ashore, though Lord Roop remained on board the Dawn Treader. He wished to see no more islands. With 2 men left behind to guard the boat, Caspian and the others went inland, but not far, because it was too late for exploring, and the light would soon go. But there was no need to go far to find an adventure.
Well,
Look! What's that?
oh,
Are they great trees?
Towers, I think.
It might be giants.
The way to find out is to go right in among them.
I think it's a ruin.
Yes. Yes, it is a ruin.
What they saw as they got nearer was a wide, oblong space, flagged with smooth stones and surrounded by grey pillars, but unroofed. And from end to end of it ran a long table laid with a rich crimson cloth that came down nearly to the pavement. At either side of it were many chairs of stone, richly carved, and with silken cushions upon the seats. But on the table itself there was set out such a banquet as had never been seen, not even when Peter the High King kept his court at Cair Paravel. Meat of all kinds, and pies shaped like ships under full sail, and ice puddings, and seafood, and fruits, and vegetables. There were flagons of gold and silver, and curiously wrought glass. Lucy noticed a knife of stone, sharp as steel, a cruel-looking, ancient-looking thing. But even with that, the sight and smell of that great table blew towards her like a promise of all happiness.
Well, I say, this looks splendid.
But where are the guests?
We can provide that.
Look! At the head of the table. Something. Or some things.
Oh, yes. What are those? Beavers?
No, I don't think...
Or is it a huge bird's nest?
Could be.
It looks more like a haystack to me.
Yes.
I will go and see. These will not fight, I think.
What are they?
3 men, sire. What you saw and could not identify is their hair.
Good heavens. It's an overgrown tangle.
I've never seen such long hair. It covers everything.
Are they dead?
I think not, sire. This one is warm, and his pulse beats in his wrist.
This one, too.
And this one.
Why, they're only asleep.
It's been a long sleep, though, to let their hair grow like this.
It must be an enchanted sleep. I felt from the moment we landed on this island that it was full of magic. Oh, do you think we have perhaps come here to break it?
We can try. Drinian, shake that one a little to see if he'll wake up.
Sire. Wake up, sir! Wake up!
I'll go eastward no more. Out oars for Narnia.
Out oars for Narnia?
Edmund, how about that one?
Wake up! Hey, you, wake up!
What? Weren't born to live like animals. Get to the east while you've a chance. Huh? Land's behind the sun, you know.
Try the third, Drinian.
Hello? Wake up! Hello?
Mustard, please.
It's no good.
No. But at least we know our quest is at an end. Look at the insignias on their rings. Yes. The Lord Revilian, the Lord Argos, and the Lord Mavramorn.
But what if we can't wake them? Then what are we to do?
I don't know.
Your Majesty, we don't see a dinner like this every day. Why not eat while we discuss our plan?
Not on your life.
That's right. There's too much magic around here.
Depend upon it, it was from eating this food that these 3 lords came by a 7 years' sleep.
Well, in that case, the light's going uncommon quick. We should go back to the ship.
But what of these 3 sleepers?
We can decide what to do with them tomorrow. We daren't eat the food, and there's no point staying here for the night. The whole place smells of magic. And danger.
I am entirely of King Edmund's opinion as far as concerns the ship's company in general. But I myself will sit at this table till sunrise.
Why on earth?
Because this is a very great adventure. And no danger seems to me so great as that of knowing when I get back to Narnia that I left a mystery behind me through fear.
I'll stay here with you, Reap.
And I too.
And me.
Then I will too.
I beseech your Majesty.
No, my Lord Trinian. Your place is with the ship, and you have had a day's work while we 5 have idled. Now take the crew back to the Dawn Treader. We'll see you in the morning.
I go under protest, sire. This whole business gives me a cold feeling in the pit of my stomach. Good night, sire.
Good night.
So, what now?
I suppose we should sit down.
Somewhere in the middle of the table, I think.
Yes.
At last they settled down. It was about 10 by now and almost dark. They wrapped themselves in their sea cloaks and sat still and waited.
And how long they've been asleep?
Hard to tell.
At first there was some attempt at talk, but it didn't come to much. And they sat and sat. And all the time they heard the waves breaking on the beach. After hours that seemed like ages, there came a moment when they all knew that they'd been dozing a moment before, but were all suddenly awake. They were cold, thirsty and stiff. And none of them spoke, because now, at last, something was happening. Before them, beyond the pillars, there was the slope of a low hill. And now, a door opened in the hillside, and light appeared in the doorway, and a figure came out, and the door shut behind it. The figure carried a light, and this light was really all that they could see distinctly. It came slowly, nearer and nearer, till at last it stood right at the table opposite them. Now they could see that it was a tall girl, dressed in a single long garment of clear blue, which left her arms bare. She was bareheaded, and her yellow hair hung down her back. And when they looked at her, they thought that they had never before known what beauty meant. The light which she was carrying was a tall candle in a silver candlestick, which she now set upon the table. The flame of the candle burnt as straight and still as if it were in a room with the windows shut and the curtains drawn. The gold and silver on the table shone in the light.
Majesty, stand. We are in the presence of a great lady.
Travelers who have come from far to Aslan's table. Why do you not eat and drink?
Madam, we feared the food because we thought it had cast our friends into an enchanted sleep.
They have never tasted it.
No.
What?
Then please tell us, what happened to them?
7 years ago, they came here in a ship whose sails were rags and her timbers ready to fall apart. There were others with them, sailors, and when they came here to this table, one said, "Here is the good place. Let us set sail and reef sail and row no longer, but sit down and end our days in peace." And the second said, "No, let us re-embark and sail for Narnia and the West. It may be that Miraz is dead." But the third, who was a very masterful man, leaped up and said, "No, by heaven, we are men and Telmarines, not brutes. What should we do but seek adventure after adventure? We have not long to live in any event. let us spend what is left in seeking the unpeopled world behind the sunrise. And as they quarrelled, he caught up the knife of stone, which lies there on the table, and would have fought with his comrades. But it is a thing not right for him to touch. And as his fingers closed upon the hilt, deep sleep fell upon all the three. And till the enchantment is undone, they will never wake.
What is this knife of stone?
Do none of you know it?
I think I've seen something like it before. It was a knife like it that the White Witch used when she killed Aslan at the stone table long ago.
It is the same.
Oh.
And it was brought here to be kept in honor while the world lasts.
Look here. I hope I'm not a coward. About eating this food, I mean. And I'm sure I don't mean to be rude, but we have had a lot of strange adventures on this voyage of ours, and things aren't always what they seem. When I look in your face, I can't help believing all you say. But then, that's just what might happen with a witch, too. How are we to know you're a friend?
You cannot know. You can only believe or not.
Sire, of your courtesy, fill my cup with wine from that flagon. It is too big for me to lift. I will drink to the lady.
If you insist, Reapy Cheap.
Lady, I pledge you.
Oh, bother. Let's all drink.
Yes.
Thank you, Caspian.
Thank you.
Lady,
We pledge you.
With your Majesty's permission, I am going to eat.
we should all eat.
Oh, yes. Why is it called Aslan's table?
It is set here by his bidding, for those who come so far.
Oh.
Some call this island the world's end, for though you can sail further, this is the beginning of the end.
But how does the food keep?
It is eaten and renewed every day. This you will see.
And what are we to do about the sleepers?
Yes. In the world from which we come, they have a story of a prince, or a king, coming to the castle where all the people lay in an enchanted sleep. In that story, he could not dissolve the enchantment until he had kissed the princess.
But here it is different. Here he cannot kiss the princess until he has dissolved the enchantment.
And then, in the name of Aslan, show me how to set about that work at once.
My father will teach you that.
Your father?
Who's he?
And where?
Look.
The girl pointed at the door in the hillside. They could see it more easily now, for while they'd been talking, the stars had grown fainter, and great gaps of white light were appearing in the greyness of the eastern sky. Slowly, the door opened again, and out came a figure as tall and straight as the girl's, but not so slender. It carried no light, but light seemed to come from it. As it came nearer, Lucy saw that it was like an old man. His silver beard came down to his bare feet in front, and his silver hair hung down to his heels behind, and his robe appeared to be made from the fleece of silver sheep. He looked so mild and grave that once more all the travellers stood in silence. The old man came on without speaking to the travellers and stood on the other side of the table opposite to his daughter. Then both of them held up their arms before them and turned to face the east. In that position, they began to sing. As they sang, the grey clouds lifted from the eastern sky, and the white patches grew bigger and bigger till it was all white, and the sea began to shine like silver. And long afterwards the sun came up out of the sea, and its long, level ray shot down the length of the table on the gold and silver and on the stone knife. The brightness of its ray on the table was far beyond any morning brightness they had ever seen. Then something seemed to be flying at them out of the very center of the rising sun. But of course one couldn't look steadily in that direction to make sure. They were birds, large and white, and they came by hundreds and thousands, and alighted on everything, on the grass, on the pavement, on the table, on the travellers' heads, shoulders, hands, till it looked as if heavy snow had fallen. One flew to the old man with something in its beak that looked like a little fruit, unless it was a little live coal, which it might have been, for it was too bright to look at, and the bird laid it in the old man's mouth. The birds were very busy about the table. When they rose from it again, everything on the table that could be eaten or drunk had disappeared. These birds rose from their meal in their thousands and hundreds and carried away all the things that could not be eaten or drunk and took their flight back to the rising sun.
And now, welcome.
Sir, will you tell us how to undo the enchantment which holds these 3 Narnian lords asleep?
I will gladly tell you that, my son. To break this enchantment, you must sail to the world's end, or as near as you can come to it, and you must come back having left at least one of your company behind.
What is to happen to that one?
He must go on into the utter east and never return into the world.
That is my heart's desire.
And are we near the world's end now, sir? Have you any knowledge of the seas and lands farther east than this?
I saw them long ago, but it was from a great height. I cannot tell you such things as sailors need to know.
Do you mean you were flying in the air?
I was a long way above the air, my son. I am Ramandu. But I see that you stare at one another and have not heard this name. And no wonder, for the days when I was a star had ceased long before any of you knew this world, and all the constellations have changed.
Golly, he's a retired star.
Aren't you a star any longer?
I am a star at rest, my daughter.
Oh.
When I set for the last time, decrepit and old beyond all that you can reckon, I was carried to this island. I am not so old now as I was then. Every morning, a bird brings me a fireberry from the valleys in the sun, and each fireberry takes away a little of my age. And when I have become as young as the child that was born yesterday, then I shall take my rising again and once more tread the great dance.
In our world, a star is a huge ball of flaming gas.
Even in your world, my son, that is not what a star is, but only what it is made of. And in this world, you have already met a star, for I think you have been with Koryakin.
Oh, is he a retired star too?
Well, not quite the same. It was not quite as a rest that he was set to govern the Duffers. You might call it a punishment. He might have shone for thousands of years more in the southern winter sky if all had gone well.
What did he do, sir?
My son, it is not for you, a son of Adam, to know what faults a star can commit. But come, we waste time in such talk. Are you yet resolved? Will you sail farther east and come again, leaving one to return no more, and so break the enchantment? Or will you sail westward?
Surely, sire, there is no question about that. It is very plainly part of our quest to rescue these 3 lords from enchantment.
I think the same, Reapy Chief. And even if it were not so, it would break my heart not to go as near the world's end as the Dawn Treader will take us. But I am thinking of the crew. They signed on to seek the 7 lords, not to reach the rim of the earth. Well, if we sail east from here, we sail to find the edge, the utter east. And no one knows how far it is. Well, they're brave fellows, but I see signs that some of them are weary of the voyage and long to have our prow pointing to Narnia again. I don't think I should take them farther without their knowledge and consent. And then there's the poor Lord Roop. He's a broken man.
My son, it would be of no use, even though you wished it, to sail for the world's end with men unwilling or men deceived. That is not how great unenchantments are achieved. They must know where they go and why. But who is this broken man you speak of?
Lord Roop, a Telmarine who has spent these last several years trapped in a dark island. An island where dreams came true.
I can give him what he needs most. In this island, there is sleep without stint or measure. And sleep in which no faintest footfall of a dream was ever heard. Let him sit beside these other three and drink oblivion till your return.
Oh, let's do that. I'm sure it's just what he would love.
King Caspian assembled the crew of the Dawn Treader and presented the entire situation to them. At first, there was a long silence. Then some of the crewmen took turns expressing their concerns about how they'll get back to Narnia. Others claimed it was foolish to go on, while others argued it was cowardly not to go on. And finally, someone asked Reapy Cheep if he had anything to say.
Why should I? My own plans are made. While I can, I sail east in the Dawn Treader. When she fails me, I paddle east in my coracle. When she sinks, I shall swim east with my 4 paws. And when I can swim no longer, if I have not reached Aslan's country or shot over the edge of the world in some vast cataract, I shall sink with my nose to the sunrise, and Reapy Cheep will be head of the talking mice of Narnia.
This roused the crew to a heated argument about who among them would be outdone by a mouse when it came to bravery. Finally, when Caspian had had enough of the debate, he jumped to his feet.
Friends! 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 I think you have not quite understood our purpose. You talk as if we had come to you with our hat in our hand, begging for shipmates. Well, it isn't like that at all. We and our royal brother and sister and their kinsman and Sir Reapy Cheep the Good Knight and the Lord Drinian have an errand to the world's edge. It is our pleasure to choose from among such of you as are willing, those whom we deem worthy of so high an enterprise. We have not said that any can come for the asking. That is why we shall now command the Lord Drinian to consider carefully what men among you are the hardest in battle, the most skilled seamen, the purest in blood, the most loyal to our person, and the cleanest of life and manners, and to give their names to us on a list. Aslan's mane, do you think that the privilege of seeing the last things is to be bought for a song? Why, every man that comes with us shall bequeath the title of Dawn Treader to all his descendants, and when we land at Cair Paravel on the homeward voyage, he shall have either gold or land enough to make him rich all his life. Now, scatter over the island, all of you. In half an hour's time, I shall receive the names that Lord Drinian brings to me.
Caspian's speech, helped perhaps by some magic of the island, had just the effect he intended. A good many who had been anxious enough to get out of the voyage felt quite differently about being left out of it. At the end of the half hour, they all came trooping back to Aslan's table and stood at one end, while Drinian went and sat down with Caspian and made his report.
The list, my lord.
Needless to say, the entire crew, except one, was listed, and Caspian accepted them all. Lord Roop, gratefully accepted the offer to sleep without dreams and was placed next to the other 3 lords at the head of the table. There he fell into a deep, peaceful sleep. Before saying goodbye, King Caspian spoke to Ramandu's daughter ever so quietly.
My lady, I hope to speak with you again when I have broken the enchantments.
I hope you will.
And Ramandu's daughter looked at him and smiled. The next morning, the Dawn Treader set sail once more. Very soon after they had left Ramandu's country, they began to feel that they had already sailed beyond the world. All was different. For one thing, they all found they were needing less sleep. One didn't even want to go to bed, nor eat much, nor even talk except in low voices. Another thing was the light. There was too much of it. The sun, when it came up each morning, looked twice, if not 3 times its usual size. And every morning, Lucy watched the huge white birds singing their song stream overhead and vanish on their way to their breakfast at Aslan's table. A little later, they came flying back and vanished into the east.
Edmund, look how beautifully clear the water is.
What's that black spot directly beneath us?
Don't you see? It's the shadow of the Dawn Treader.
Good gracious! You mean we can actually see the bottom of the sea?
Yes, fathoms and fathoms down. And if you watch closely, you can see things down there. Do you see that dark stuff? There, waving gently.
Yes.
They're just like trees in a wind. Oh, Edmund, look!
What?
Towers and pinnacles. It's a city or a huge castle.
Underwater?
Yes.
Oh, I say, Lucy, look over there.
Where?
Sea people.
Oh, yes! There's a group of them right there, next to that field.
Are they riding seahorses?
Oh, they must be noble and lordly people. I can see the gleam of gold on some of their foreheads. Oh, and streamers of emerald-coloured stuff fluttering from their shoulders.
It looks like a hunting party to me. They probably use fish in the way that we use hounds or hawks.
Oh, the shadow of the boat has fallen on them.
So?
They see us. They're looking up. They're coming up to us.
So they are. I say, we must be looking at the king and his entourage.
They don't seem very happy to see us. They're shaking their spears, or whatever those things are. We should go in and tell them that we're friendly. They have nothing to fear from us.
I think these must be a different kind from the ones we know, Lou. They could live in the air as well as underwater. I rather think these can't. By the look of them, they'd have surfaced and started attacking us long ago if they could. They seem very fierce.
What was that?
Head overboard!
What?
Take in the sails! Rinse! Bring her around!
But who went overboard?
I think it was Reapy Cheap.
Oh, I hope he isn't going into battle with those sea people.
Sea people?
Drat that mouse! It's more trouble than all the rest of the ship's company put together. If there's any scrape to be got into, in it will get. It ought to be put in irons, keel-hauled, marooned, have its whiskers cut off. Can anyone see the little blighter?
There he is!
Oh, yes. Nowhere near the sea people.
Oh, I can't see them anymore.
They must have gone.
Throw a rope to the little mouse.
Well, he's chattering about something.
What's it saying?
I can't tell. He's got the rope. Pull him up.
It's sweet!
Sweet? Just what in blazes are you talking about? And why did you jump overboard, you overblown, conceited, arrogant... Confound it, Reapy Cheap!
The water is sweet. Sweet! Fresh!
Sweet?
It isn't salt water.
We're in fresh water?
Remember the prophecy. Where the waves grow sweet, doubt not, Reapy Cheap, there is the utter east.
Let me have a bucket, Rheinelf.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you. We'll taste this for ourselves.
Look at the water. It shines like glass.
It does.
Perhaps Your Majesty would like to taste it first.
Thank you. Oh, yes, it's sweet. Well, that's real water, that. I'm not sure that it isn't going to kill me, but it is the death I would have chosen if I'd known about it till now.
What do you mean?
It's like light more than anything else.
That is what it is. Drinkable light.
Light.
We must be very near the end of the world now.
May I?
Of course.
Oh, it's the loveliest thing I've ever tasted. But it's strong. We shan't have to eat anything now.
Drinian, bring the crew around. I want everyone to taste this.
Aye, Your Majesty.
Me too.
And one by one, everybody on board drank. And for a long time, they were all silent. They felt almost too well and strong to bear it, and presently began to notice another result. The light, which had seemed so unbearable since they left the island of Ramandu, was now bearable. Not that the light grew less, if anything it increased, but they didn't mind. They could look straight at the sun without blinking. They could see more light than they'd ever seen before. And the deck and the sail and their own faces and bodies became brighter and brighter, and every rope shone. And next morning, when the sun rose, now 5 or 6 times its old size, they stared hard into it and could see the very feathers of the birds that came flying from it. Hardly a word was spoken on board all that day, till later, Drinian said,
I can't understand this. There's not a breath of wind. The sail hangs dead. The sea is as flat as a pond. And yet we drive on as fast as if there were a gale behind us.
We must be caught in some strong current.
That's not so nice if the world really has an edge and we're getting near it.
You mean that we might be just, well, poured over it?
Yes! Yes! That's how I've always imagined it. That the world, like a great round table, and the waters of all the oceans endlessly pouring over the edge. The ship will tip up, stand on her head, and for one moment we shall see over the edge. And then down, down, the rush, the speed.
And what do you think will be waiting for us at the bottom, eh?
Aslan's country, perhaps. Or perhaps there isn't any bottom. Perhaps it goes down forever and ever. But whatever it is, won't it be worth anything just to have looked for one moment beyond the edge of the world?
But look here. This is all rot. The world's round. I mean, round like a ball, not like a table.
Our world is Eustace, but is this?
Do you mean to say that you three come from a round world like a ball and you've never told me? Oh, it's really too bad of you. Because we have fairy tales in which there are round worlds, and I always longed to live in one. Oh, I'd give anything. I wonder why you can get into our world and we never get into yours. If only I had the chance. Oh, it must be exciting to live on a thing like a ball. Have you ever been to parts where people walk about upside down?
It isn't like that, Caspian. There's nothing particularly exciting about a round world when you're there.
For many days, without wind in her shrouds or foam at her bows, across a waveless sea, the Dawn Treader glided smoothly east. Every day and every hour the light became more brilliant, and still they could bear it. No one ate or slept, and no one wanted to. But they drew buckets of dazzling water from the sea, stronger than wine, and somehow wetter, more liquid than ordinary water. And 1 or 2 of the sailors who'd been oldish men when the voyage began, now grew younger every day. Everyone on board was filled with joy and excitement, but not an excitement that made one talk. The further they sailed, the less they spoke. And then, almost in a whisper, the stillness of that last sea laid hold on them.
My Lord Drinian, what do you see ahead?
Sire, I see whiteness all along the horizon from north to south, as far as my eyes can reach.
That's what I see too, and I cannot imagine what it is.
If we were in higher latitude, Your Majesty, I would say it was ice. But it can't be that. Not here. All the same, we'd better get men to the oars and hold the ship back against the current. Whatever that stuff is, we don't want to crash into it at this speed.
They did as Drinian said, and so continued to go slower and slower. The whiteness did not get any less mysterious as they approached it. If it was land, it must be a very strange land, for it seemed just as smooth as the water and on the same level with it. When they got very close to it, Drinian put the helm hard over and turned the Dawn Treader south so that she was broadside onto the current, and rowed a little way southward along the edge of the whiteness. In so doing, they accidentally discovered that the current was only about 40 feet wide and the rest of the sea as still as a pond. This was good news for the crew, who had already begun to think that the return journey to Ramandu's land, rowing against stream all the way, would be pretty poor sport. And still, no one could make out what the white stuff was. Then the landing boat was lowered and it put off to investigate with Rheinelf in charge. Those who remained on the Dawn Treader could see that the boat pushed right in amidst the whiteness. Then they could hear the voices of the party in the boat, clear and still across the water, talking in a shrill and surprised way. Then there was a pause while Rheinelf, in the bows of the boat, took a sounding, and when, after that, the boat came rowing back, there seemed to be plenty of the white stuff inside of her. Everyone crowded to the side of the ship to hear the news.
Lilies, Your Majesty!
What did you say?
Blooming lilies, Your Majesty! You know, same as in a pool in a garden at home.
What's the depth, Rheinelf?
Well, that's the funny thing, Captain. It's still deep. 3.5 fathoms clear.
They can't be lilies at that depth. Not what we call lilies.
But look at them, Eustace. They are.
Or very like them.
So, Drinian, shall we let a sea full of flowers stop us from going ahead?
No, Your Majesty. I think we should turn back into the current and carry on eastward.
There seemed to be no end to the lilies. The whiteness spread round them on every side, except just astern, where their passage had thrust the lilies apart and left an open lane of water that shone like dark green glass. Several days later, the water became shallower.
Sire, we're going to have to stop now, or risk going aground.
Lower the landing boat, and then call the men aft. I must speak to them.
Sire.
What's he going to do? There's a strange look in his eyes.
I think we probably all look like that.
All hands on deck!
They joined Caspian on the deck, and soon all the men were crowded together at the foot of the ladder to hear the king's speech.
Friends, we have now fulfilled the quest on which you embarked. The 7 lords are all accounted for, and as Sir Reepicheep has sworn never to return, when you reach Ramandu's land, you will doubtless find the Lords Revilian and Argos and Mavramorn awake. To you, my Lord Drinian, I entrust this ship, bidding you sail to Narnia with all the speed you may, and above all, not to land at the island of Deathwater. Instruct my regent, the dwarf Trumpkin, to give to all these my shipmates the rewards I promised them. And if I come not again, it is my will that the regent and Master Cornelius and Truffle Hunter the Badger and the Lord Drinian choose a king of Narnia with the consent...
But sire, are you abdicating?
I am going with Reepicheep to see the world's end.
No, sire.
We will take the landing boat. You will have no need of it in these gentle seas, and you must build a new one in Ramandu's island. And now...
Caspian, you can't!
Most certainly, His Majesty cannot.
No, indeed.
Can't?
Well, begging your Majesty's pardon, but if one of us sailors did the same, it would be called deserting.
You presume too much on your long service, Renault.
No, sire. He's perfectly right.
By the mane of Aslan, I had thought you were all my subjects here, not my schoolmasters.
I am not your subject, and I say you cannot do this.
Can't? Again, what do you mean?
It please, Your Majesty. We mean shall not. You are the King of Narnia. You break faith with all your subjects, and especially with Trumpkin, if you do not return. You shall not please yourself with adventures as if you were a private person. And if your Majesty will not hear reason, it will be the truest loyalty of every man on board to follow me in disarming and binding you till you come to your senses.
Quite right.
And you promised Ramandu's daughter you would go back.
Well, yes, there is that. Oh, we'll have it your way. The quest is ended. We all return. Get the boat up again.
Sire, we do not all return. As I explained before...
Silence! I've been lessoned, but I'll not be baited. Will no one silence that mouse?
Your Majesty promised to be good lord to the talking beasts of Narnia.
Talking beasts, yes, but I said nothing about beasts that never stop talking. Oh, I've had enough of this. Ah!
What on earth was that all about?
We'll give him time to cool down, and then we'll go find out.
It's no good. I might as well have behaved decently for all the good I did with my temper and swagger. Aslan has spoken to me.
Aslan?
No, I don't mean he was actually here. Oh. He wouldn't fit into the cabin, for one thing. But that gold lion's head on the wall came to life and spoke to me. It was terrible. His eyes. Well, not that he was at all rough with me, only a bit stern at first. But it was terrible all the same. And he said, oh, I can't bear it. The worst thing he could have said. You're to go on. Reapy Cheap, Edmund, Lucy, and Eustace. And I'm to go back. Alone. And at once. And what is the good of anything?
Sigh.
Oh, Caspian. You knew we'd have to go back to our own world sooner or later.
Yes, but this is sooner.
You'll feel better when you get back to Ramandu's land.
Perhaps I will. But don't you see? This is goodbye. I must turn the ship around immediately, which means you must get on the landing boat and go. Now.
Then let us say our goodbyes here.
Yes.
In the privacy of this cabin. And not dwell on them any more than that.
Well stocked with food and water and Reapy Cheap's tiny coracle, the landing boat pulled away from the Dawn Treader to row through the endless carpet of lilies. The Dawn Treader flew all her flags and hung out her shields to honor their departure. Tall and big and homelike she looked from their low position, with the lilies all around them. And even before she was out of sight, they saw her turn and begin rowing slowly westward. Yet, though Lucy shed a few tears, she couldn't feel it as much as you might have expected. The light, the silence, the tingling smell of the silver sea, even the loneliness itself were too exciting. None of them slept or ate. All that night and all next day they glided on.
Shall we row?
And when the third day dawned, with the brightness you or I could not bear, even if we had dark glasses on, they saw a wonder ahead. It was as if a wall stood up between them and the sky, a greenish-grey, trembling, shimmering wall. Then up came the sun, and at its first rising they saw it through the wall, and it turned into wonderful rainbow colors. Then they knew that the wall was really a long, tall wave. A wave endlessly fixed in one place, as you may often see at the edge of a waterfall. It seemed to be about 30 feet high, and the current was gliding them swiftly towards it. You might have supposed they would have thought of their danger. They didn't. I don't think anyone could have in their position. For now, they saw something not only behind the wave, but behind the sun. It was a range of mountains. The mountains were so high that either they never saw the tops of them, or they forgot later. None of them remembers seeing any sky in that direction. And the mountains must really have been outside the world, for they didn't have ice and snow on them, as mountains even a fraction of that height in our world would have. But they were warm and green and full of forests and waterfalls, however high you looked. And suddenly there came a breeze from the east, tossing the top of the wave into foamy shapes and ruffling the smooth water all round them. It lasted only a second or so, but what it brought them in that second, none of those 3 children will ever forget.
Do you hear that?
It brought both a smell and a sound, a musical sound, which Lucy said would break your heart, but not from sadness. No one in the boat doubted that they were seeing the end of the world into Aslan's country. At that moment, with a crunch, the boat ran aground. The water was too shallow now, even for it.
This is where I go on alone.
Eustace and I will lift out your coracle. Yeah. It's such an odd little boat.
Suitable for me. You may keep my sword. I shall need it no more.
Neither will we.
Then let the lilies have it.
I say, Reap, good shot.
Yes.
Your sword's sticking up out of the water.
Farewell to your majesties. And to you, Eustace.
Oh, Reaper Cheap. I've been meaning to say, that is, before I was a dragon, I was a nuisance. And then, when I was a dragon, oh, bother.
Say nothing more, Eustace, for there is nothing to be said.
Oh, Reapy Cheap, I must do something I've always wanted to do.
What, your majesty?
Hug you and stroke your fur.
If your majesty insists.
I do.
Right. Farewell.
Yes, farewell, Reaper Cheap.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The current caught Reapy Cheap's coracle, and away he went, very black, against the lilies. But no lilies grew on the wave. It was a smooth, green slope. The coracle went more and more quickly and beautifully. It rushed up the wave's side. For one split second they saw its shape and Reapy Cheap's on the very top. Then it vanished. And since that moment, no one can truly claim to have seen Reapy Cheap the mouse. But my belief is that he came safe to Aslan's country and is alive there to this day. As the sun rose, the sight of those mountains outside the world faded away. The wave remained, but there was only blue sky behind it.
What do we do now?
We get out and wade.
Which direction?
To the south, I think.
Why?
I don't know. I just have a feeling about it.
Oh.
So do I.
So do I. But I wanted to confirm it first. To the south we go.
Though they felt and had been very grown up on the Dawn Treader, they now felt just the opposite, and held hands as they waded through the lilies. They never felt tired. The water was warm, and all the time it got shallower. At last they were on dry sand and then grass, a huge plain of very fine short grass, almost level with the silver sea and spreading in every direction.
It looks as if the sky comes all the way down and meets the grass.
I think it really is, Lou. The blue sky has joined the earth, and it looks like a wall, but real and solid.
More like glass than anything else, I'd say.
We're getting very near now.
Wait. There's something ahead. Something white in the grass.
Oh, it's a lamb.
Oh. Come and have breakfast.
Thank you, kind lamb.
Fish.
It's delicious.
It's the most delicious food I've ever tasted.
I'll say.
Please, lamb, is this the way to Aslan's country?
Not for you. For you, the door into Aslan's country is from your own world.
What? Is there a way into Aslan's country from our world too?
There is a way into my country from all the world.
Oh my!
Aslan!
Oh, Aslan! Oh, Aslan, will you tell us how to get into your country from our world?
I shall be telling you all the time. But I will not tell you how long or short the way will be, only that it lies across a river.
Oh.
But do not fear that, for I am the great bridge builder. And now, come. I will open the door in the sky and send you to your own land.
Please, Aslan, before we go, will you tell us when we can come back to Narnia again? Please, and oh, do make it soon.
Dearest, you and your brother will never come back to Narnia.
What? Never? Oh, Aslan.
You are too old, children, and you must begin to come close to your own world now.
It isn't Narnia, you know. It's you. We shan't meet you there. And how can we live never meeting you?
But you shall meet me, dear one.
Are you there? In our world too?
I am. But there I have another name. You must learn to know me by that name. This was the very reason why you were brought to Narnia, that by knowing me here for a little, you may know me better there.
And is Eustace never to come back here either?
Oh, child, do you really need to know that? Come. I am opening the door in the sky.
Then, all in one moment, there was a rending of the blue wall, like a curtain being torn, and a terrible white light from beyond the sky, and the feel of Aslan's mane, and a lion's kiss on their foreheads, and then the back bedroom in Aunt Alberta's home at Cambridge.
Oh.
Only two more things need to be told. One is that Caspian and his men all came safely back to Ramandu's island, and the three lords woke from their sleep along with Lord Roop. Caspian married Ramandu's daughter, and they all reached Narnia in the end, and she became a great queen and the mother and grandmother of great kings. The other is that back in our own world, everyone soon started saying how Eustace had improved and how you'd never know him for the same boy. Everyone except Aunt Alberta, that is, who said he had become very commonplace and tiresome, and it must have been the influence of those Pevensey children.
It has been observed by some biographers of Jack Lewis that The Voyage of the Dawn Treader must have been written in a white heat of inspiration, since Jack's original handwritten manuscript was hardly revised for the final published version. The reaction to its release in 1952 was respectable, and at the time, Jack himself thought that it might be the last of the Narnian stories. Indeed, one can see how complete The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and The Voyage of the Dawn Treader are together. This seemed particularly true because of the Ends of the Earth finale. But to Jack's surprise, and the enjoyment of his readers, inspiration came to write more stories. And the ultimate finale for Narnia came later in an astonishing climax. The Voyage of the Dawn Treader by C.S. Lewis was dramatized and directed by Paul McCusker. Sound recording and design was by Dave Arnold. Music was composed and orchestrated by John Campbell. Our producer was Dave Arnold. Our cast included Paul Schofield as the storyteller, David Suchet as Aslan, Matthew White as Edmund, Elizabeth Eaton as Lucy, Stephen Webb as Eustace, and Joe Shaw as King Caspian. Our cast also included the multi-voiced talents of Stephen Aintree, Robert Benfield, Norman Bowler, Bernard Cribbins, Chris Emmett, Martin Friend, Katie Glassborough, Peter Goodright, Michael Hockey, Freddie Jones, Katie Kelgren, David Oakley, Daniel Philpott, Lynn Robertson-Hay, Philip Sherlock, Mervyn Stutter, Simon Treves, and Zoe Werner. Focus on the Family Radio Theatre is a production of Focus on the Family. I'm your host, Douglas Gresham. Thank you for listening.